Are you an ambitious network marketer that wants to be able to close your prospects easier, smoother, more ethically, feel good about it, and of course grow a high-performing team and loyal customer base with that additional skill? If you do, I'm going to give you some great education in this training. I just dive straight into it. I like to be practical for your time, so let's just get straight into it. So I've got some notes off camera, so if you see me looking, I'm making sure that I come prepared and don't miss anything. A little bit background about me. I used to be a really good closer in network marketing. Like, I sponsored over 750 people. I'm not guaranteeing the same results, but in terms of the source of who you're listening to here, I used to have leaders and their leaders send me their leads and say, Richard, we'll split the commission with you because nobody can close like you. So this is definitely a skill that I've really done well with and continue to do so as a coach. So let's dive straight in and say, first of all, what is closing about? Well, closing is about bringing a lead, a prospect, closer to a sale or sign up, and then bringing them over that line. You've actually got them in your team or got them as a customer. So what we have to make sure is, I was give you one piece of advice that kind of colors the rest of what we're going to do here, is think about any actions you take right now in your business and with your closing techniques. Are they bringing a sale closer or further away? I often find lots of network marketers overcompensate by giving people like a presumption they need a lot more information than they need. Now, if you're going to create questions, if you're going to give extra information, what you're doing is you're actually pushing that prospect further away, right? Oh, I have more to think about. I have more that I need to know. So please bear that in mind. Less is definitely more when it comes to closing. And that brings me to my first point. If you're leaving all the closing till after a presentation and you're doing it the traditional way where you don't really give them a heads up or qualify them on what this is about. You know the score, right? I can't tell you what this really is. I think you'll like it. Take a look. They don't have no idea what they're looking at. So when you do that, the person has no real expectation. They're totally lost in what this really is. So then we jump after a presentation, we go, so do you want to get started? And they go, well, I have a list. I have like a list of questions here, right? The problem with doing it that way is that there is too much to do in one sitting. Think about this. If you are wanting to make a buying decision yourself, and if you feel you have a massive list of questions, even if the salesperson answers them really well, do you not still have the sense that you should kind of distill over that? You should let it linger a little bit. You should have a think about it. You do, right? Because there's so much information to kind of take in. So if we leave everything till afterwards, even if you do an outstanding job, you maybe said, I answer these questions really well, I don't understand. It may just be the sheer volume and also physical time. Someone may have half an hour to spend with you. If you're taking 45 minutes just to do the close, they physically may not be able to sign up with you there and then. So understand that the close begins at the start. You should never, in my opinion, and from my numbers that I've done and continue to do with my high-performing clients, you should never ever just dump a presentation on somebody and you haven't pre-qualified them and allowed them to really be looking for exactly what they need in that presentation. So let me give you some questions on how you can do that. So if you're my prospect and we're in a conversation or you've seen a post of mine, whatever the marketing is, and you're like, yeah, I want to take a look. I'm going to say, okay, great. So what aspect do you want to, are you wanting to look at most? So if I have a product or an opportunity, is it the making money side? Is it the time side? Is it the weight loss side or whatever your product is? And I'm going to let them answer. Well, it's specifically the actual weight loss side. Your weight loss results caught my attention, as did the gentleman's results that you shared. Okay, great. So next question, establish where they are. So whereabouts are you in your life in relation to where your body weight is and your general health? And then leave a pause. They're going to answer that question. And you can type this, you can DM this, you can voice note it, you can video it, Zoom, whatever you want to do, it's going to work, right? These scripts are going to work. It's not scripts, they're more just guidelines and questions. I don't really like scripts. So that person is then going to identify to you where they are. Notice how I said they're going to identify to you where they are. Your voice, when talking to you, is the most powerful voice. Same for your prospect. So you don't want to say to somebody, man, you're looking like you've gained a bunch of weight. Couldn't you do with losing that? It's insulting, it creates resistance, and it's just rude. And same with money, same with time. You don't want to spend more time with your kids. Shouldn't you have more money? These are not good things to say to build rapport, even if they may be true. But if your prospect says to you, I could really do with making some money, I could really do with losing some weight, I could really do with spending more time with my kids, you feel it's a totally different energy. So we're removing barriers as opposed to building barriers. Remember, moving us closer to that sale, not pushing them further away. Do you see how this works? So you may want to go over this video again. You know, I'm going to give you a bit more information here. And of course, if you've got a team that's struggling to close, feel free to make this part of your group resources or whatever you want to do with it. So now we've got someone who knows what they're looking at, and they understand that they're not where they really want to be in terms of that. And we can dig in. So, okay, so you're about 9 pounds overweight. How is that affecting you? Well, it's affecting my confidence. I don't feel as comfortable in the bedroom with my partner. I don't feel like clothes. I don't feel good in clothes. My general confidence, I'm a bit agitated because I don't feel comfortable. Okay. So this is a pretty serious problem that's having a very negative effect on you and your life. Absolutely. Okay, that's one ticked off. Now we look at where they want to be. So in terms of your weight loss, in relation to that, where would you really like to be? Well, I'd like to lose at least 9 pounds. Actually, probably 12 pounds would really do it for me. Okay, and what would that do for you? Well, if I lost 12 pounds, I think my blood pressure would come down. I know that's a little bit of a worry. Also, I'm a father, so I want to see my children grow as old as possible. I just feel like I'm doing my best by them. I feel more attractive. Okay, so they list all these things. Okay, great. Then we say, okay, really important question. I don't want to see you stay here and know you want to be somewhere different. That's not a nice place to be. So what have you got going right now that you trust and is concrete to build a bridge between those two things, where you are, where you want to be? Have you got something concrete to solve this right now? Nearly everybody always says no. But here's the good news. If they say, yes, I do, well, we can be like network marketing. We should really just be truthful. It's simple. Sales is just exchanging information and giving an opportunity to buy. It's not switching out the truth. It's not stretching the truth. So if your prospect at that point in time says, yeah, I'm on a plan, I'm losing weight, it's going really well, you say, great, well, it sounds like you don't really need what I've got. Now, they may correct you and say, no, I want to add in something to what I'm doing, or, I've seen specifically what you do and I'm interested in how that could help me accelerate the results. Not a problem. But at least they can tell now that we're actually on their side. We're a truthful person. Do you feel that? Like if we were speaking and I was like, well, you probably might not need this then. Let me save you some money. You're like, this guy actually gives a crap, right? He actually cares about whether I get results or whether to take money or not. I have a standard and you should too. Never close anybody that you don't genuinely feel is going to get benefit from what you're about to sell them. If I don't feel when someone is paying me money that they are going to get something in return of a minimum equal value, typically way more, then I will not ask them for the sale. It's just a standard of mine, and I encourage you to live by that rule because you'll have more sales overall. Do you think if a person that you say that to, do you think they won't then send you referrals in the future? He's a really good guy, she's a really good girl, they look after you, they're truthful, they're honest. It grows. Karma can go for you or against you. Time promotes or exposes your behavior, so be mindful of what you do in the present is always going to come back around. This is no different, okay? So now we've established why they're looking. We're moving them closer. Where they are, it's not where they want to be. They kind of need this. Where they want to be, they don't have a plan. They don't have something concrete. So we can then say, well, okay, I'm really pleased that you're taking a look because although there's no guarantees, if you stay where you are, it sounds like you're guaranteed to remain unhappy, remain where you don't want to be with all those problems. What I'm about to show you, there is not just a possibility, there is a pretty decent probability that you could actually solve those problems. Let me share with you a handful of people out of the many, many people that have actually solved those problems already. So if you're smart, you'll have testimonials ready. I did this even way back before I was in network marketing. I used to own a gym. My wife and I owned a couple of gyms. We had a folder of testimonials. People got great results, right? We had them on the reception walls, and we used to give them the folder before they ever had sat down for a presentation with me about joining the gym. So I would sit them facing the wall of all these results, and I would say, I'll be with you in a few minutes. While you wait, please take a look at a few of these. And I knew all those testimonials off by heart. So I would open the page on people who were similar to them. If they were a teacher, I'd say, oh, so-and-so's a teacher, they remind me of you. If they were really overweight, I'd say, this gentleman came here, had a lot to weight to lose, but look at what he did. So I would always link the testimonial specifically to the prospect. You should do that too. So now where are you? just compared this, we've spent only 10 minutes together, but look how far you've come. Think about your closing technique. Before, it was someone who you didn't really know if they were interested, they didn't really know why they were watching it, and they have a bunch of questions. Now, they're paying close attention. Do you think that person would watch the video you sent them? Absolutely. If you're having issues with that, this is a great way of doing it. They've identified with their voice they're unhappy. They know where they really want to be and what that would feel like. There is no chance they can get there on their own at the moment. Here is an opportunity, here is a lifeline to make that happen. And look at all these other people just like them who've solved that problem, so this is for them. Now there is very little to do afterwards. We showed them the information. If you're smart, you'll create your own presentation suitable for your target market, not just a general whitewash. And then what we do afterwards. I like to ask a simple question. I'll say, so looking at what you just saw, say it's $500 to get started. Do you feel that seeing all the people that got results and the way that this is working, do you feel that it's $500 it's worth $500 for the possibility of solving that problem? And I'll give them specifics of feeling this confidence of solving that problem. I've very rarely had someone say no. I close around 90% of people because I just tell them the truth. Tell me where you are, how's it making you feel? Tell me where you want to be, how would that make you feel? I genuinely feel I've got something to help you and you lack anything at the moment. This is how much it is. I don't think that's much of a cost. $500 to get your health back, your confidence back, your sex life back, or whatever it is that in relation to. Extra money, not stressing out about bills. More time if you're successful with money, but more time and no loss of income. I mean, is that worth $500 and a bit of your time? And then if they're still right there, I don't like leaving anybody on the fence. It's the worst place to be. I think it's bad for them too, because they're like, oh, should I, shouldn't I? I'd rather them be a no than a yes and stress out, right? So I'm going to say to that person, you learn, be a professional. Learn, stop waiting for spoon feeding, right? And if you're a leader, be a leader. If you're already building a team, you should really put all these skills into practice that I'm teaching. This is high level stuff you can use here. Why would you not use it? So talk about the money back guarantee that you have in your company. Don't make it up. Read the small print, check with head office, know the guarantee, whatever it is, like properly. Typically it's 14 days money back guarantee, typically. But it may be different, there may be none, there may be a better one, whatever. Check that out. So if someone is absolutely on that line, you can say to them, listen, look, what happens if I was to say that you could do this without absolutely any risk? That if you were at all unhappy, and this wasn't what you thought it was, or you just changed your mind, you could get all your money back. So you'd be in a situation where, number one, it isn't for you, you're no worse off. You literally get all your money back. Number two, it's everything I say it is and more, and you end up losing that weight or gaining that income, and this will be the result. If I could do that for you, remove all the risk, would you say yes? Now, if they say no, you go, okay, not a problem, thank you very much. Ask them why it's not for them. Write that down. It's useful feedback for you to kind of say, okay, what didn't I do well? But most of the time, if someone's still on that call or in that message and they're interested and you remove all the risk, they say, yes, I would do it. And then you screenshot the money back guarantee and you go, here is the small print. Most people don't show you this. I'm happy to give you it because it's a strength of ours. We stand behind the quality of what we offer. We stand behind what this opportunity is. So if for any reason you're unhappy in the next, insert the days guarantee there, you can literally send an email to this place or call this number, whatever it is, and you can have all your money back. Now, I truly don't believe you'll do that, and I hope that you won't because of what we want to accomplish here, but there is absolutely no risk to you whatsoever. So shall we get you started? Now, that's took me 14 minutes to teach you. But if you use that skill in your business, it can absolutely change your life. Absolutely change your life. I'm not guaranteeing results, I can't say that, but it's changed my life. And it's changed the way I build my business. For many, many years now, it really did mean that I never had that feeling of, I could have done a better job with that person. They're going off now, they don't have a plan, they don't have a way to solve that problem, and I know I could have helped them. It's frustrating. And then me in the early days, I could have made a commission there, I could have helped myself, dig myself out that hole that what I was in when I first came into network marketing. So nobody wins if you don't master this skill. It's a very, very powerful one. Now, real quickly before I give you an additional resource, what I would say is that this is only going to work if you have enough of the right people, enough leads. Like, even with these techniques that work really well, and I suggest you share them with your team, your upline, your group, whatever it may be, so all of you can improve, it's not going to work if you're trying to sell steak to vegetarians. You know what I mean? If I've got a vegetarian on the line and I'm talking about steak, it doesn't matter what angle I come at, they go, this just isn't for me. So to do the real ultimate kind of closing numbers and feel really, really, really good about it and build a really big team and customer base, couple this, I couldn't get the right word, couple this skill to highly targeted lead generation. Don't be going posting and prospecting for wishy-washy people that have no interest. Use the platforms that people are genuinely interested and ready to buy what you offer, okay? And if you want to learn what those are, I'm happy to teach you that for free. You can go to the link that's in the top comment. It's also near the top of the description. If you go there, you'll be able to request an invitation to join my group. In my Facebook group, I have a guide section and I have different trainings in there. One of them that I highly recommend you take a look at is 4 essential high trust lead generation methods. That's the methods that I'm talking about. 4 platforms there, none of them are social media. They're all the best places, in my opinion, to be able to get the highest converting leads. I think this would be a great follow-on from this training, because if you have the right leads and you know how to close those leads, you really have a lot of the tools needed to do really, really well in this business, even if you're a leader, to really go and excel. So go to that group, request your invitation, go to that link, request the invitation. I'll approve you, join the group, and then I'll message you personally. So if you've got any questions, ask me then, and then I'll point you to the guide section. Just say, I'm looking for those lead generation methods, Richard. I'll be like, oh, okay. And I'll point you to the guide section. You can take a look there and really educate yourself on the best way to generate quality leads. As I always say, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. Was this useful? Was this helpful? I try my best to give like really good quality information, practical application. I hope this has really helped you elevate your closing game. Like I said, feel free to share it. Put it out there on your social profile. Put it out there to your group. Like, if we really do get our industry to improve its skill set, this one video alone, imagine if this one video alone, we helped it go viral in terms of the network marketing circles, right? Imagine if there wasn't people out there spamming people. They weren't pressuring people. They weren't lying because they had the right skills to use. Instead of someone saying, is this network marketing? They might say, is this network marketing? And that would be a massive, massive benefit to all of us. There are millions and millions and millions of people that could benefit from what you've got. It isn't going to be a saturation if you teach this skill to other people. It can become a standard of our industry, and then people will look with more open eyes at what you've got, which is good for everybody. So I'm very passionate about that. It's why I never offer anything for sale in these videos, because I want you to feel free to really kind of spread this message far and wide in our industry. I hope you'll help me do that. So as always, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. If you're a subscriber, I'll speak to you on the next one. Have a fantastic day, and bye for now.